Now I'd like to basically request the face of Pakistani American community and American politics, especially the Republican Party, Sajid Tarar side, who is chairman and founder of Muslims of America, a businessman, philanthropist, and a political activist. In 2016, we saw him making history at the Republican National Convention. Please come on stage, Sajid Tarar.
Thank you so much. सब तो पहले तो मैं कहना तुसी सोने बड़े लाग रहे हो सारे. And for American friends, I just said that all of you guys are looking very pretty and handsome. So I have a passion for political science and I have a passion for current affairs and journalism. So I wanted to give you, won't take too long. I wanted to give you journalism 101, which I have a great passion for that. First of all, His Excellency Mr. Khan Sahab, Khizr Khan, who's an asset, who is very dear to my heart, and especially before a very strong statement I came across on Washington Post. Democracy dies in darkness. That's how the journalism. This is how the journalism is so important. Since 2017. Washington Post has made that their slogan is democracy dies in darkness. I wanted to tell you the brief history of journalism. The journalism government used to start, this started by the government. The government used to have this service of journalism to provide the news to the people. It started from the Roman Empire, 130 BCE, and that time they used to write it down on the stone. And then later on in China, in 100 BCE, they have the same system. And then after 1,000 years, in 1454, Johannes Goldenberg in Germany, he started a press. And then sky was the limit afterwards. He has printed the first Bible, and then the revolution came, and that's where we ended up right now in 1920. And I missed one part, especially related to the State Department, was the Benjamin Franklin, who was the first Secretary of State. And I wanted to add up something that there were a lot of, he was Virginian, he was a lawyer, and he was a Republican as well. But I wanted to tell you where we stand at in 1920s when the radio came, and before everybody used to read about things, but in 1920s, everybody started listening while it is happening. And then in 1950s, people used to start watching and listening while things are happening. But now, internet came up in 1990s, and now the 50% of American adults, they are getting their news from the Twitter and Facebook. But now, what else is happening on the radio and TV? People project what is going to happen. So the thing is, journalism is so important, and Papa, you are doing a wonderful job. Khurram Shahzad, Yusuf Saab, you are serving our community very well. A relationship of 75 years with the US, remarkable. It started from right when we got independence in 1947, especially our alignment with the capitalist society, and all of us, we are dreamer, we have bought an American dream, and I can see that dream is working, freedom is working. And at the end, I wanted to say our relationship with how important the Pakistan is for US. Don't forget the Sito Cento, and don't forget in 1971, Pakistan was the one who took a US to China. So our foundation with the US relationship is so strong. I always say that Pakistan is my homeland, and Pakistan is my motherland, and the US is my homeland. So one is my heart and one is my spirit, and I'm determined to serve both of them, and it is possible. All of you guys are here, and I know every single one of you since years. I feel like I have grown up here, and I think it's a beautiful evening. It's Friday, beginning of the weekend. And once again, thank you, Papa. You have been great all of these years. God bless you all, and thank you, Rima. Once again, you have served our community very well, same with the Dr. Saab, and all of you. Same to you, Dr. Saab. Aisha Khan, you are a star. And God bless you all. God bless America. And have a wonderful evening.
Mr. Khan has served 2022, President Biden is appointed as a Commissioner of Human Rights and Religious Affairs. So I would like you to come up on the stage for your remarks, sir.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Greetings of peace. I'm grateful to Pakistani American Press Association, its president, secretary, Excellency, Ambassador of Pakistan, and honored guests. Very early in law school, you're taught that when you stand before important fora, you must write down your comments, say them precisely, and move forward. So I have written a few things. Forgive me if I read them. I stand before you as a defender of democracy, our Constitution, our rule of law, our foundational value of equal dignity, and I am fully aware where I'm standing. Earlier when I entered this hall, I thought that lights were not bright up until light of my heart, Professor Akbar Ahmed, showed up. This hall lit up and my heart lit up. He's with us. You heard him earlier. I'm so grateful that he is with us. Among us, we have three groups of powerful people. First, our diplomats. I call diplomats as peacemakers. When conflict fails, when all efforts to resolve a conflict fails, peacemakers step forward and peace prevails. So I am glad that we have our diplomats with us. And especially to American diplomats, I apologize if my voice rises. Our American diplomats, you are custodians of our Constitution, our narrative, our values at the front line. You are our first line of defense of our mission of peace and goodwill in the world. Always remember that you are the peacemakers. Second group of powerful people with us are our free press, our journalists, and you are the bridge builders, custodians of most cherished democratic value of free press. You hear a lot these days that democracy is under attack. As long as there is a free press, our democracy will remain strong. And the third and very important people with us are Pakistani American community. You, my friends, are recognized as one of the most influential communities in the United States. You are the foundation of goodwill-based US and Pakistan relations. But before moving forward, I must remind us, it is human nature. When one part of body hurts, the entire body hurts. I remind ourselves of the devastation caused by the floods in Pakistan. I know all of us and all of you are doing your part, so I urge all of us to do more. do more for the flood victims. Today we celebrate the 75th anniversary of US-Pakistan diplomatic relations. There is no stronger bond, please make a note of it. There is no stronger bond between nations than the bond of shared foundational values. US-Pakistan relationship among people is an example of such goodwill between the two people. US-Pakistan relations have an exemplary history of goodwill among two nations since 1947. As was said earlier, US was one of the first countries that recognized Pakistan on 15th of August. Pakistan came into being on 14th of August. United States was one of the first countries that recognized Pakistan as an independent nation. United States and Pakistan have generally enjoyed close relationships since the independence. Pakistan has historically been a supporter of US foreign policy, specifically during the United States opening to China, as it was mentioned earlier, and following the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan. Freedom of press, I know where I'm standing. I have journalists, bridge builders with us. Freedom of press is common foundational value of the both countries. Goodwill and friendship between the United States and Pakistan is based on common shared foundational value. Democracy, equal dignity, and freedom of press being the values enumerated in the Constitution of the United States, specifically in the First Amendment, and in the Constitution of Pakistan. Let me give you a little more detail on that. Freedom of press was and remains most cherished and guarded right in the United States, mentioned in First Amendment of the US Constitution. Free press is the voice of democracy. Let me say it again, this is a very difficult time throughout the world for free press. Always remember, free press is the voice of democracy in the world. Authoritarians have always feared the free press, so they try to silence the voice of free press. To the Pakistan press, with us, and within the reach of my voice, congratulations for being the voice of democracy. Democracy is not a wall or a building. It is voice of people claiming equal dignity. So please know, you are the voice of democracy. I salute your valor and bravery for continuing in the most challenging time for democracy and freedom of press. Your names will be written in golden letters when history of the struggle of our time for freedom of press will be written. Freedom to hold opinion and free expression are fundamental for a thriving democracy. Article 19 of the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights states everyone has the right to freedom of opinion and expression. Article 19 of the International Covenants on Civil and Political Rights reiterates the spirit of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. It says, everyone shall have the right to freedom of expression. It further states that right to free expression includes freedom to seek, receive, and impart information and ideas. through any media and regardless of frontiers, as information is a primary element to hold an opinion. Therefore, right to information is part and parcel of freedom and right to hold opinion and its free expression. In conclusion, I state one common foundation value among several other between the both United States and Pakistan relations based on goodwill among both people is the freedom of press. Most common shared value between United States and Pakistan is the free press. You, my journalist friends, play an important role in maintaining and strengthening the relations of goodwill between both nations. I mentioned about the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and freedom of press in the First Amendment of the Constitution, US Constitution earlier. And to conclude my remarks today, I remind us about the freedom of press guaranteed in the Constitution of Pakistan. Short-lived constitutions of Pakistan of 1956 and 1962 mentioned a number of individual freedoms, including freedom of speech and expression. Existing Constitution of Pakistan contains an explicit provision on freedom of speech and press. The parameters of free speech and media freedom and limits on its freedom are mentioned in Article 19 of the Constitution of Pakistan. Right to information has been given the status of a fundamental right under Article 19A of the Constitution of 2005 in Pakistan. As a result of this, Pakistan joined a small community of those countries which recognized right to information as constitutional right. Article 19A states, right to information, every citizen shall have the right to have access to information in all matters of public importance. And here are a few words that I wish were not there, but they are part of Article 19A of the Constitution of Pakistan. These rights are subject to regulation and reasonable restrictions imposed by law. So hopefully these will be removed soon. In famous Memo Gate case, the Supreme Court of Pakistan declared that Article 19A of the Constitution of Pakistan has empowered the citizens of Pakistan by making access to information a justiciable right of people. This is what the Supreme Court of Pakistan said. The court further stated that this article has enabled every citizen to become independent of power centers which before then were in control of information on matters of public interest. Therefore, as I stated before, there is no stronger bond of goodwill between United States and Pakistan than the shared foundational value of freedom of press. So thank you to our diplomats for being the peacemakers, custodians of democracy and democratic values. Our journalists for being the bridge builders between people of United States and people of Pakistan. And one of the most influential communities of Pakistani Americans in fostering the goodwill between two nations. I travel throughout the country. I meet Pakistani American community. How they have fostered the goodwill between two nations is evident today in this audience. So thank you for the honor of inviting Ghazala and I and allowing me to stand before you. May God bless and protect you all and bless the friendship between our two nations. Thank you very much.